to turn this room into a nursery. Once the baby arrives, there won't be room for you to live here with us. So would you mind finding your own place to live? I won't be able to do that. Why not? Besides, it's not your choice. We're asking you to move out.
Trouble Busters!
My name is Melanie. I work as an employee, but my company allows me to do most of my work from home. The company provides IT-related services, and they allow their employees to work remotely. As long as I have my smartphone and computer, I can work anywhere. That's why I work from home most of the time. I could work remotely from a nice cafe, but I find that I'm able to concentrate the most when I'm at home. I live with my parents, and they were kind enough to create a new workspace for me. I was so happy to work at home and also be surrounded by my lovely action figures. I was satisfied with being able to work from home, but there was one problem. I have an older brother named Alan, and we do not get along at all. When I was in middle school, he said to me,
Melanie, can I sell this action figure?
"No, you can't."
I checked online and this thing is really popular. I'm sure that I could sell it for a good price.
It's valuable to me, so the answer is still no.
You're so stingy. You didn't even buy this with your own money.
I did buy it with my own money.
Since you bought this with your allowance, that doesn't count. So I'm selling this as planned.
This isn't fair. I saved up my allowance to buy that figure. My brother would sell my action figures from time to time whenever he wanted some money. I haven't seen my brother for many years now. As soon as he graduated high school, Alan began to live on his own. I guess he didn't want to be around me. One day, while I was polishing my action figures, he came home suddenly.
Melanie! I didn't realize you still had so many action figures.
Alan, what are you doing home?
Your room is like a museum. I can't believe that you still live with our parents. When are you gonna grow up?
I use this room for work.
How can you concentrate with all your action figures staring at you? Aren't you unemployed?
What? Your sister's unemployed and living off her parents at her age? Who is this? A woman I'd never seen before peered out from behind my brother. It seemed that she was my brother's fiancée. Alan, are you getting married?
I am. I came to introduce Sarah to our parents. Sarah also wanted to take a look at our house.
Congratulations. I thought they were perfect for each other.
Would you give us some of your action figures as a wedding gift to us?
What? Alan, why would we want such garbage as a gift?
I don't want them, but I want to sell them for a high price.
Oh, really?
My sister is unemployed, but she still gets my parents to buy her thing, just like when she was a child.
I'm not unemployed.
You're a parasite. You do nothing all day and live off our parents.
You're not listening. I work. I'm employed by a company that allows me to work from home.
That doesn't sound like a real job.
I didn't know that your family was rich.
I'm as surprised as you are. I had no idea that my parents were paying for my sister's extravagant lifestyle.
My parents plan to live in this house for the rest of their life, which is why they renovated their home to meet their needs. During their renovation, they created a workspace for me. They bought the land next to our house too and made our place even bigger.
Why didn't anyone mention any of this to me?
We left your room the way it was, and we did tell you about the renovation.
Whatever. The place will eventually become mine anyway.
Huh? You mean ours, right?
You're right.
I don't understand. What are you talking about?
We plan on moving here once we get married.
It seemed that Alan had decided to move back home once he got married to Sarah. And what surprised me was that my parents were okay with this. They said yes because Sarah was pregnant. I'm pregnant! That's why living in this big house would be good for us. We want our baby to be close to its grandparents. I don't think there's enough room for your entire family, though. There is! I'm going to turn this room into a nursery. Once the baby arrives, there won't be room for you to live here with us. So, would you mind finding your own place to live? I won't be able to do that. Why not? Besides, it's not your choice. We're asking you to move out.
Get ready to move out, sis!
I was furious that Alan and Sarah were trying to kick me out of the house. I didn't want to fight with them, so I started to look for my own place to live. One day, when I went to the company office and came home, a bunch of boxes were placed by my house entrance. To my horror, Alan and Sarah had packed up my things and left them outside. What have they done? I ran into the house. Didn't you see that we placed the boxes outside for you? I don't know what you're talking about.
We packed up your things and left them outside!
Wait, I haven't found a new place to live yet.
Well, hurry up then! We can't wait forever! That's why we helped you pack up!
You helped me?
You can leave your furniture behind. We'll use it for you.
Aren't you being selfish here? We told you that we'd be moving in. Since you're unemployed and single, it makes sense for you to move out. Alan and Sarah began to laugh at me. When I saw them ridiculing me, I was determined to move out. Fine, I'll move out, but I expect you to take care of our parents.
Our parents are still young and healthy. They don't need to be taken care of.
I agree with Alan. Besides, we're both relieved to not have to worry about taking care of you. I see. If that's how you see it, then I'll leave this house as you wish. I wanted to get away from them as soon as possible, so I decided to stay at a hotel that night. I had to do something about my belongings, so I told my company that I'd be taking the following day off. I'm sorry for the short notice, but may I take the day off tomorrow? Yes, that's fine by me. I hope that it's not an emergency of some sort. Well, my brother kicked me out of the house. Why would he do that? I told my boss about everything that had happened with my brother. That's not fair to you. Your brother has no right to mistreat you like that. My boss was furious for me. You can use my work apartment until you find a place of your own. Are you sure? You're too kind. Yes, of course. Besides, I don't use it so much. Wow, that would be great, thank you. I've recently bought a holiday house and I plan to do my work from there too. A holiday house sounds wonderful. I also want to take this opportunity to thank you for your hard work. You're a real asset to my company. I'm so happy to be appreciated in this way. I really enjoy working for you. So I know that it's out of the blue, but I'd like to promote you to Senior Managing Director. A Managing Director? Me? I'm not sure that I'm the right person for such a senior position. You have nothing to worry about. I'll help you learn the ropes. Really? This is amazing! Now that I was getting promoted, I didn't care that I was getting kicked out of the house. My boss hired a moving service to move my stuff into her work apartment. Wow, this place is beautiful. The place was luxurious, and it was a penthouse. I feel like a celebrity. I bought this apartment as my workspace, but it has a kitchen and bath, everything that you need to live here. The concierge can assist you if you need their help with anything. There's a concierge? How nice. I'm happy for you to decorate the room with your action figures. You're too kind. I want you to be comfortable so that you can continue to work hard for me. Was she trying to lure me? I didn't mind, though. A few days later, as I was going through my things, I realized that my brother had failed to pack my work things. Reluctantly, I went to my parents' house to get my work documents. What are you doing here? He forgot to pack some of my things, so I came to get them. Alan wasn't home, so it was just Sarah at the house. I wish you wouldn't come here anymore. I don't plan to, but I do want to see my parents from time to time. I don't want people to think that we're family. I'm embarrassed. You're a loser with no job. You don't seem to understand that I do have a job. Besides, this is my house, not yours. You got your parents to take care of you for all these years. Don't you think that it's time that you left them alone? I'm not a loser and I haven't been living off my parents. You're no longer welcome here. Although I would miss my parents, I didn't want to come home anymore now that Alan and Sarah were living here. So I promised Sarah that today would be my last visit. I hated Sarah. She was so demeaning and bossy. I won't forgive her. Troublebusters. A month later, Alan and Sarah suddenly came to see me.
Melanie! How are you able to afford this place?
How did you find out that I live here?
I don't get it!
What don't you get?
How could you leave me to pay the mortgage payments on our house?
Oh, that.
I can't afford to pay back $3,000 a month when I have a baby on the way!
Your parents are asking us to pay the mortgage. Well, I paid the mortgage while I lived there, so that seems fair.
How did you come up with the money? And how is it that you live here?
I thought you were unemployed. I told you both many times that I have a job.
So you weren't taking money from our parents then?
Our father is retired and he doesn't have any income, so I was paying for our parents' living expenses. I can't believe this. Alan, you told me that your sister was unemployed.
That's what I thought, and I had no idea that she was the one paying the living expenses.
Well, now that we know that you have money, you should continue making the mortgage payments. Why should I? You kicked me out of the house and told me to never come back. I've changed the name of the mortgage to Alan already. You tricked us! I did no such thing. You're the one that asked me to leave you two alone. I know, but... Suddenly, my mother made an appearance. I didn't know that you two were here.
I thought it was noisier than usual, and here you two are. Mom? Dad?
What are you doing here? I thought you went on a holiday. Well, we couldn't say that we were coming to see Melanie. You wouldn't have allowed it. Also, to let you know, we've decided to live here with Melanie.
Why would you do that?
We're sick of Sarah's constant whining, and you're not reliable like Melanie. We prefer to live with her. And I missed Mom and Dad, so it works out perfectly. I don't understand. You don't need to pay Mom and Dad's living expenses anymore because I can cover that. But I ask that you pay the mortgage since you're the ones living in the house. You have everything that you wished for, a big house of your own. This isn't what I wanted. I want to live in a luxury apartment too. Alan, do something.
We don't have the money to live in a penthouse, Sarah!
Could you please leave and have your discussion elsewhere? I'm busy with work.
Wait! We need your help!
Yeah, we're family after all. I can't believe that you would call me family after the way that you treated me. I don't want anything to do with you two. I don't want you to ever come here again. I then forced them out of my apartment and locked the door. In the end, Alan and Sarah had no choice but to continue to pay the monthly mortgage payments. Paying $3,000 a month was too much for Alan as he didn't have a stable job. He didn't even earn that much in 1 month. What was he going to do with a baby on the way? Although Sarah was expecting a baby soon, she had to get a job right away to chip in. Alan and Sarah were forced to live a life of extreme poverty. My parents plan on living with me in my apartment until they find a new place of their own. They had enough savings, so they moved out fairly quickly. They were happy that I got promoted and had a fabulous new place to live. My parents could have assisted Alan in paying the mortgage with their savings, but I guess they wanted him to grow up and stand on his own 2 feet. As for me, work is going well, and I'm surrounded by the action figures that I love so much. Troublebusters.